Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. It is the 14th of June, 2021, 12:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, taking a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, looking at the Ichimoku charts here on the 3-week charts, you can see that, the current 3-week chart, a candlestick that opened up here on the 31st of May. We currently are trading inside of the range of the prior 3-week candle and in between the 3-week Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen. So the 3-week Tenkan Sen is all the way up at 41. Sorry, no, that's not right. It's at 45,369, and the Kijun Sen is down below at 34,389. We've tested that 34K level pretty, I guess not a ton, but enough lately, where that is something that is signaling some possible downside pressure still. Then we transition over to the weekly chart, and we see we are fifth week in a row we are trading below the weekly Kijun Sen, and we are still facing some upside pressure here against this high volume node between 36K and 38K. We're currently, we've traded all the way to today, at least, we've traded as high as 41,000, but then we've got halted. The Kijun Sen rather, the red line here, baseline, is the English translation. That is acting as a source of resistance. Additionally, the 382 Fibonacci retracement, that is acting as a resistance zone as well. So pretty normal to see this kind of pressure. The only thing I would say, though, is that when you look at the volume profile, we're not very far. Bitcoin's not very far from breaking out into a pretty thinly traded zone where it could very easily trade from 40K to 48K and test the 236 fib extension at 47,705. But we're still trading below that zone. But there's a lot of things on the chart in Ichimoku on the weekly that are pointing to some inherent near-term weakness, and that may continue. Senko Span B has flattened out, and we have Senko Span A sloping lower. Then we look at the Tenkan Sen, which is kind of our near-term volatility and directional move, that's pointing lower as well. So it's not surprising that as we've tried to push up higher here on the weekly chart, we're just facing a lot more difficulty getting there. On the weekly chart too, there was a support zone in the composite index that with this trend line that we did see break down lower, and then we have bounced back above. I don't know how much of a role that's going to play, but watching how price will react if the composite index crosses above its fast average, the green line, that's going to be something to pay attention to. And then additionally, looking at the RSI, we've bounced off of 40. Now here's the deal. In a bull market, the oversold levels are 40 and 50. Okay. We've dropped below 50 when we have not tested the level 40 area yet. I think that's the next level we test, and if it holds, we resume the bull. But otherwise, we've broken down below 50. Now we moved back up, and looks like we're trying to test 50 as resistance now, and more than likely we'll see it just come down to 40. And that's kind of the thing I see playing out here in the short term, especially because if the percent B oscillator crosses down below 0.2, that will more than likely trigger a pretty strong week, 1 to 3 weeks of strong selling pressure. So not really looking at this as a bullish area yet, still expecting some downside move here. Shifting over to the daily chart for Bitcoin, we've had a nice rally yesterday. We had a really nice move. I don't think the volume was that great, though. Yeah, it wasn't that great. We had a almost 10% up day yesterday. Attempted follow through today. We've traded as high as, again, 41K, but now we're back down to 39,991. It'd be interesting to see if we can hold this zone. Ichimoku wise, there is a chance that this could turn into, for those of you who watched my Ichimoku strategies, there is a K-cross bullish entry possibility here, because Yeah, of course, in any bullish entry in Ichimoku, we really want to see Senko span A above Senko span B. If the future span A above span B, and we want to see the conversion line above the baseline. However, allowances are made if the span B is flat and Senko span A is pointing up, and if the Tenkan Sen is below the Kijin Sen, as long as that's sloping up, which it is, that's fine too. The only condition we need to see here on the daily chart in order to confirm a bullish entry with the K-cross strategy is the lagging span needs to close above the candlesticks and in open space. In other words, it really needs to close roughly around 40,500. That's where we would need to see it close in order to look at the possibility of a sustained move higher. Otherwise, this looks like a pretty normal natural resistance zone for us to see some prices just continue to move south. So just watch out for that. Anyways, that does it for me, folks, for Bitcoin. From all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.